Meteorologist Matthew East here with you in the Weather on the One's Forecast Center. This is the March the 4th, Thursday edition of the Carolina weather video here. And let's look at the radar across the southeast and central part of the country. Very, very quiet weather this morning. We have certainly settled into a quiet pattern and probably no major storm systems rolling our way until around Tuesday of next week. But some changes coming. I'll get into that here toward the end of the video. Let's start off with a look at the 6C run of the GFS. And notice you can see on the surface chart and the 850 temperatures plotted on this map, pretty big trough in the eastern part of the country, and that has delivered some cold air. We've been well below average for temperatures here the past couple of days, but really no fresh pushes of Arctic air coming in, so the March sun working on this cold air mass, and each day getting a little milder. Highs today upper 40s to around 50, probably lower 50s in many spots for our Friday. And what a fantastic weekend we have coming up. It looks like Saturday, mid to maybe some upper 50s. I think a lot of us make a run at 60 degrees or so. Then on Sunday, a lot of sunshine through the weekend as well. Let's go on out to early next week. Monday, probably the warmest day of this milder stretch, where we'll be up into the at least low to mid 60s, maybe a little warmer in some spots. But here comes the next system. Like I mentioned, this is the 6C run of the GFS. It's a little farther south than its previous run and a lot farther south than some of the other modeling. The European takes this thing well off to the north. But the GFS takes it on a pretty far south track, and taken verbatim, that's a pretty chilly rain scenario Tuesday into Wednesday. I think odds are this one does stay as a rain scenario across much of the region. Maybe some snow up into the Virginias if this far south track holds. But for most of us, this looks like a rain deal Tuesday and Wednesday. But let me show you a couple of the indices I like to look at to figure out where the pattern is going. And by the way, I have this linked off of my weather page there. If you go into computer model data, it's under the long lead indicators section. But this is the NAO. And notice as we went through much of February, it was in the negative category. That oftentimes correlates to cold air in the eastern half of the country. And notice, and let's see, let me sort of telestrate this for you. Here's where we are right now, and it's forecast to get back deeper into the negative category as we head toward mid-March. And this is the PNA. Notice again through February it was pretty strongly positive. And the PNA oftentimes, when it's positive, correlates to ridging near the western part of North America. And notice here as we go toward mid-March that gets more strongly positive again. So a couple of indications we're heading back into a colder pattern. Now, the 12Z run yesterday of the GFS really flooded the eastern half of the country with a lot of cold air by mid-month. The 0Z run today, not as aggressive with the cold air. It certainly has some cold air in our half of the globe, but really doesn't push it too far south into the eastern United States. But I think odds are, as we get toward mid-February, we're going to trend back toward a colder pattern. And I've had a lot of questions as to whether or not that was our last winter weather event of the season. By the way, there's been 9 of them for the Triad region. But, I think obviously we're getting very late in the season. Climatologically speaking, it gets pretty unlikely to get snow as you get deeper into March. But we have had snow deep into March and even into April in some instances across the region. So it is certainly possible late in the season to get snow chances. And I think with this pattern, you can't rule it out. There's still a lot of blocking showing up over Canada. We're still seeing indications of heading back into a colder pattern. So odds are we're finished just simply due to climatology and the time of year we are now in. But with the pattern we're headed into, it can't rule out maybe some additional small chance of wintry precip down the line. We'll see. All right. That's it for today's edition of the video. No new editions of the Carolina weather video until probably in the middle part of next week. I'm having some knee surgery done tomorrow, and that'll put me out of work here for a few days. But I'll try to put some blog posts up at times as we go through the next several days. But probably no new videos until at least the middle part of next week. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the great weather, and God bless.